Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can definitely hear you, Crystal. How are you?
I am well. Always well. Always well.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Happy Easter, by the way, before I forget my manners. Happy
Yes.
Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. Yeah, happy Easter.
In the building,
Happy Easter, everyone.
Rodney.
How you doing, my friend?
Rodney.
How are you, sir?
The DJ extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire
from One Extra Edu.
Yo,
And
how you doing, everyone?
If you're wondering who that strange character is up there, that is the son of Trevor Walsh, mad West Ham supporter. Cannot believe that they're in the semi-finals of a competition that we. What is the competition anyway?
So what is competition?
Europa League.
Yep. Mad Bradley Walsh, young Bradley, who is well, he doesn't know any other team apart from West Ham and the West Ham way. He's joining us.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, man, you know that. So great to have you along, Bradley. But Crystal, have you finished frying your fish?
I did that in the early hours of this morning, like 2 in the morning, because I literally just wanted some calmness today. So I did it like 2 in the morning early this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
is there any left?
Style. Yeah, there is. Has to be, because I'm not planning on cooking tomorrow, so there has to be something left.
One of them ones.
Yes, sir.
Always tastes better the day after.
Yeah, weird, very weird. But yeah, I think it's because it's been marinated in the vinegar and the onion, sweet pepper, everything. So yeah, I agree.
You know that, man. So yeah, it's been a kind of an extraordinary week. With that big battle last weekend, really setting the standard for the week, I think. Manchester City against Liverpool last week, that titanic struggle in the Premiership, ending with West Ham getting to the semi-finals of the Europa League. Sounds funny, innit? Yeah. West Ham getting to the semi-finals of the Europa League.
It's not funny. It's progression. It's great progression.
Oh, okay. It's like Chelsea's just taking a long time, right?
Nah, you can't argue what we've gone through. We've been there through the bad days. Got to enjoy the good while it lasts.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, before we get started, you know what we like to do? We like you to share. Don't worry, Robbo will be here with all these little foolishness a little bit later on, right? All these and all them business there. But right now, we want you to share, right? Press the like button as well. You're watching on YouTube. Get the likes going. We like to like, you know what I mean? Do it for the love and the likes and all those business there. So, and drop your comments in the box at the bottom, especially if you're a mad West Ham supporter. Moses said that's incredible. What's incredible? Moses, let us know what is incredible. All right. So yeah, we're off and running. The fixture list Friday night. Enough gaggle, boom. Enough gassing, enough talking. We'd like you to join us. Remember to drop your comments in the box in the bottom there and let us know. And I think we'll take it from there. So, Crystal, are you going to tell us what's been happening to the Reggae Girls?
Good things have been happening to the girls in black, gold, and green. We've advanced to the CONCACAF Women's Championship. So back in February, we started our quest of seeking to qualify for the second consecutive World Cup, where the women's team is concerned. 2 wins in 2 back in February, and then we completed it with another 2 further additional 2 wins. So that's 4 wins in 4 games, and we have advanced to the like I said, CONCACAF Women's Championship, which all kicks off in July. So between now and July, preferably in June, we should be getting together. Well, the girls should be getting together for a training camp before they embark on their mission.
Okay, Rodney, do you know much about? You follow the women's football team down in the West Indies? You know much about them?
I do, and Crystal keeps me informed as well. Yeah, I mean, don't forget that Jamaica got to the World Cup a few years back. I remember seeing Crystal out there in France.
She must have been a little whippersnapper then.
No, it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago. Yeah, so it would be a dream. And it would be nice, I think, for the reggae girls to qualify for another World Cup because the men haven't been able to do it. So kudos to the women. And it would show that the interim years between the last tournament World Cup and the next one, hopefully, there's been something good and positive taking place in Jamaica.
What's the chance of them going deep into the competition?
That's a different story altogether. It's the South Americans that I think dominate women's football at that sort of level. So yeah, I'll tell you what would be interesting if the reggae girls ended up playing England in a World Cup game. That'd be nice.
Always.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, always. Edu, do you know much about the football in your neck of the woods? Have you got a football team down there?
I'd have to start it. I mean, it's in grassroots levels, man. No, even the men can make it to the Africa Cup of Nations. So we're really a long way because some of our big players have changed. Swapped allegiances. Like Origi is a Kenyan brother's like real brother, but he plays for another team. It's just the Kenyan Football Federation is not very nice, so to speak, when it comes to sharing monies and things like that, the organization. So a lot of people tend to switch allegiances. It's just like the running. There's a lot of Kenyans running for Sweden, and you're like, I know this name, it's not Swedish. But yeah, that's where our football is at.
Okay, so there no chance of a women's football team anytime soon.
No chance.
Right now, Bradley's interesting because Bradley, I mean, when I was your age, which wasn't too long ago, we didn't really have we never had women's football.
Is that before Corona or before Christ? BC. Which BC?
Before Corona.
Okay.
But of course, you growing up, you sort of really grown up with women's football. Well, do you watch women's football, Bradley?
I don't watch it personally. I think it's available for everyone to watch. I think you should be able to watch it if you want to, which is good. I know from when I was in college, a couple people that I used to know, they've made it to professional teams now. And when I used to do that QPR trust and stuff, one of the women's coaches, she's leading England now, so it's getting bigger and better as the months go on, I guess. I think it's not too bad. It's going in the right direction.
I saw an advert. I don't know which channel it was on. When there were some women were taking a free kick. I don't know if you've seen it, Rodney or Crystal. They were taking a free kick. They lined the wall up, and two women. There was 3 women involved. 2 women on the ball, and one over this side. And one run up to the ball, stopped. The one who was there passed it to the one who was there already on the edge, and they kind of turned, and she slammed it round the wall. I don't know if you've seen that advert, but I thought, men don't play like that. Have you seen that advert?
No, I've not seen it. I'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I can't remember what they were advertising, actually, but it was kind of incredible. I thought, wow, is that how they're going on?
Yeah, women football sometimes is really good to watch, man.
And I think the standard, as Bradley said, will go up over the years. So while we're probably a little bit sketchy on some of the names and teams and stuff like that, I think in time it'll be the norm to watch women's football for many that don't at the moment.
A lot of money being pumped into it as well, isn't there?
Yeah, Women's Super League. It's on Sky. It's they show games at peak times as well. And we've got the FA Cup semi-finals this weekend for the women as well. So
wow.
And the final to be played at Wembley.
do you know the teams who's taking part in that? I know Chelsea's probably involved, and Arsenal. They seem
Arsenal,
to have,
Chelsea play each other,
well,
and then I think the other game is West Ham, Man City. So West Ham on many levels are doing the business. Do you know what I mean? West Ham, that could be a double, couldn't it?
Oh, wow.
FA Cup women, FA Cup win for the women, and Europa League for the men.
Oh, we wouldn't see Trevor and Bradley for a year.
I don't know why you guys are very reticent to give West Ham some love. I have been saying for the last 6 months that the spirit in that men's team, at least that I watch on a regular basis, and I've been to the London Stadium for most of the home games this year, is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm not saying they're not technically gifted, but they're a genuine team. And if you gave West Ham's spirit, heart, and desire to the likes of Man United this season, Arsenal this season,
United,
Man United or Arsenal, yeah, they'd be better off. No, West Ham. All jokes aside, with Barcelona going out of the competition yesterday, I think the odds have shortened on West Ham actually winning the thing now. Do you know what I mean? So, if you're in a semi-final, you got a chance. 3 games away from glory.
Well, I mean, when we was there, Bradley was Seville, right? We went to that game, and they were singing "Barcelona, we're coming to get you," and somebody got to Barcelona before you got to them. I mean, do you know anything about? Do you know anything about this team that's knocked out Barcelona?
A lot of people are talking, so they want Barcelona, but I didn't personally want them in it. I think people just want it for the name of West Ham Barcelona, because I think the way they're playing, what they haven't lost in the last 10 games, and people want to draw them in the cup. I don't think that's a realistic thing. I didn't want to draw them anyway, but it's just for the name. That's what I think people want it for.
So, are you confident of getting to the final?
You know what? After last night's performance, I think, I'm very confident getting to the final. I don't think it'll be easy. I think definitely going to Frankfurt, their support is crazy.
Very crazy.
It's completely all these European sides. Their support is just unreal. I think if we're playing at home first leg, so we need to get a little advantage, because going there for a second leg will be a very hostile game, I think. But I thought the same thing with the Lyon game. It was going to be a tricky one, but we turned them over 3-0 yesterday. So I mean, what you were saying before, the team spirit is just everyone wants to work for each other. That's all it is. So you got to get these wins.
Crystal, what do you think if West Ham was to win the Europa League, and you and Rodney's beloved Arsenal on the other side of London never got anything and didn't qualify, what would the feeling be like over in the Emirates?
I think it's more telling about a superior club like Manchester United, that at this point in the season, no one's talking about them. Everyone's talking about West Ham. Manchester United, if we're being frank and honest with ourselves, they should have been going neck and neck with Liverpool and Manchester City this season, and Chelsea, but they're nowhere near it. They've even got West Ham who could potentially finish above them in this season's campaign, and they would be within deserved rights to do so. So Arsenal, like I said, where we sit, I can't speak for most Arsenal fans, but I know my place at this point in time. The fact that Arsenal are still being talked about with a potential top 4 finish, I think that is just unimaginable. No one would have thought that we'll be in this position at present. I think, again, I can't speak for Arsenal fans, but my hopes this season was top 6, get yourself back in those Europa League positions. But on this occasion, I don't think no one should even be looking at Arsenal and West Ham. I think if you're going to do that, you have to extend it and also look at Manchester United and Tottenham, because they have to be part of those conversations as well. Look at how incredible West Ham are doing, and then you look at us, the so-called big boys, and we're scrambling at the moment. But like Rodney said, hats off to West Ham, because they deserve all the spotlights to be shone on them.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know why Manchester United got involved in that, because I told you I'm not supporting them no more.
It's the same reason why I'm wondering why Arsenal.
I tell you why there's a link to Man United indirectly. I think Man United, where they are right now, and certainly when Ollie was around, you were a Europa League win away from maybe going forward. If you remember, you got to a final and you lost that. And yet I think if you'd won that, potentially you might have been in a different space now, because maybe it was just that silverware that needed to come home. I think when the Europa League started, I think it was poo-pooed a little bit, but it is a way, one, to get a trophy in the cabinet, and to push on from there. And that's what I'm saying. It's very winnable, I think, for an English side. I think Chelsea have done it a few times. Man United have done it as well under Jose, I think. So it keeps your season alive, you know, and that's what West Ham are doing. And not only that, and I know they got battered by Brentford last week, West Ham, but I think that was to be expected after the Europa League game. But they just keep churning out performances. Why not? 3 games away. But the Europa League, there is that link. Arsenal have been to a final and lost it. United have been to a final and lost it. Chelsea have won it. I know United have won it as well. Why not West Ham? I think Roma on the other side as well, aren't they? Roma are still around, I think, in the other semi-final. I can't remember who they're in. But no, I mean, if West Ham do it, all credit to them.
This team that beat Barcelona, you was telling me, Rod, that they mustn't be underestimated. What's their name again?
It's Eintracht Frankfurt, isn't it?
No, was it them who beat Barcelona?
Yeah, I think it was them, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
yeah.
Another team that beginning with B or something like that.
I think you're looking at Braga for Rangers.
Okay, Braga. Yeah, they're another. I mean, yeah, Rangers is in there as well. I forgot about Scotsman, the other side of Hadrian's Wall. They're involved in it as well. But the teams that are left, I mean, when you reach that deep into a tournament, they can't be underestimated on no fronts, really. Oh, here he is.
Teams that are left. What about the teams that are not in Europe, who's just not fighting for anything?
No, we're not talking about them, Robert. I told you. I know that. Just in case no one don't know, that is Robert. This is Robo Ranks. Robo Ranks. He supports a team called Liverpool.
I think people know who I am, and I think people know what team you support. Manchester United.
Yeah, not at the moment.
Well, what are you doing with that shirt on? Why have you turned up on the live stream with that shirt? You could do like Edu, just wear something, something more fitting, more suitable.
I've got a little soft spot for them. That's why I'm wearing it. And I haven't got my new teams. Haven't got their shirts yet. Crystal Palace.
You got a little soft spot. I keep telling you, the only person that's got a soft spot is the guy who plays at the back. Your soft spot right there.
That's cruel, man. That's cruel.
Well, I listen. I've obviously joined on late. I've had a little bit battery problems here on my PC, but I noticed Ernie. He started the show and he took it to women's football and watching corners, and I didn't know they can kick the ball. I heard him talk about West Ham without even talking about the West Ham way, and he's got on this red shirt. We need to know what's going on with Manchester United.
Nothing's going on with them.
What do you mean? You're in the news again.
No, they're chatting about this new manager that we're supposed to have. Well, we haven't seen no concrete evidence. There's still a lot of gassing, you know what I mean? But there's no need for us to be talking about them right now. It's all about West Ham, not even about Liverpool. It's about West Ham.
Nah,
right?
I disagree. I disagree.
It's because those were the days.
Well, there was a protest.
Remember the time, Michael Jackson tune. We remember the time.
Let's fast forward. This could possibly be your next manager, because we all heard what happened this afternoon around lunchtime. He was dismissed after 10 years of managing Burnley.
Sure, Dykes, don't think about it, mate. Don't think about it.
I think we might have a conversation going on. I heard you talking to what's his name? Five Hogs. You need to be talking to the original Hog. I am the Hog. I am Hogface.
Yeah, but he's not going to end up at Manchester United. I'm telling you that for nothing.
All right, let's pause the Manchester United. We will talk about Manchester United.
We won.
So where were we? Where were we?
I just want to just qualify the semi-finals of the Europa League, right? West Ham versus Eintracht Frankfurt for sure,
Yeah.
and RB Leipzig versus Rangers.
You know what? If I didn't see any of the games, but I've watched RB Leipzig for a few years, and Ernie should have been watching them because that's where your current manager, he was the guy who put the building blocks in place for RB Leipzig. I think that's the team. I don't know about you, Rodney and Crystal, and Edu, and I guess, but I think Leipzig is the team to they I think they've been building for so many years, and I think now it's their time to take a European piece of Europe. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think by name and like pedigree, what we've seen them done over the years, like you said, like gradual building, they'll definitely be the hot favorites. But unfortunately, I've not been following them this season, so I don't just want to speak on solely them being the apparent superior team in the competition, because football is a results game at the end of the day, and matches are won on the day. So doesn't necessarily matter how superior you are if you don't bring your A game, then you can get beat. But I agree with you, like as things stand from what we know, they should be the leading favorites.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not going to say. I think I disagree with that. I think they've only really got one star man, which is Nkuku, if I'm being honest, and he's having the season of his life.
If
you were to shut him down, I don't think they've got much more other than that, if I'm being honest.
I tell you what, I think would be a really interesting final: Rangers versus West Ham.
It would be.
That would be great. That would be
fantastic. Two British teams, the England-Scotland thing going on in terms of over the border, and Rangers have done it quietly and done it well. You know what I mean? So I think that'd be an interesting final.
Leipzig is looking good in Bundesliga as well, because like at the moment they're sitting fourth in their table and they've lost like 8 games so far this season. The only teams that's doing better than them is Bayern Munich, Dortmund, and Leverkusen. So they're looking really healthy over there in Bundesliga.
Yeah, they've been a slow build, but I think and going back to Man United, I know Ernie don't want to hear that, but the building blocks that were put in place with the RB football, the Red Bull teams, it's kind of evident now. And it could be just like motor racing, Rodney. It could be a wave. It could be Red Bull all the way, man. It could be the next thing, bro.
Yep.
Richard,
for sure.
Who's this Yardman Ruffy in the final?
Roof.
Kemar Roof. Plays for Rangers.
He's a footballer.
A Jamaican international.
He's someone that plays football.
All right. Yeah. All right, brother.
Yeah.
Man's got a lot of talk now, 5 years, 3 years ago, there was no talk coming out.
I wish you had some talk. I wish you had some talk for this show because you're talking about adverts and people kicking football, and you couldn't imagine.
Have you seen it? You ain't seen that
It's
advert,
a football
Robert?
show, bro.
You haven't seen that football? You haven't seen that advert?
No, I don't really watch TV that much. Netflix.
Okay. It was on Netflix. It's all right. We will come again, Robert. We will come again. Don't worry yourself.
I hope so too. Get your comments in, people. Drop your comments. I've just joined on. I know the guys have started nice and early. So, guys, if you're watching, as we always say, drop those thumbs, likes. It would help. We see a few of you watching. It would be good that you all kind of press the like button. So, Ernie, since you're the boss tonight, where would you like us to go today? We're 24 minutes in. We haven't really touched on Man United, but where would you like us to go?
We don't need to. I think I think we should really. What we saw last weekend was, I didn't watch it in depth. I was kind of doing other things, obviously, because my team weren't involved in it. The team I used to support weren't involved in it, so I was just.
What team are you supporting now, by the way?
Crystal Palace.
Okay.
Right. So in and out. But from what I saw, that was some game between City and Liverpool. So
It's Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Just get used to it. It's Liverpool.
All right. Liverpool. They look like a Titanic game, and there's more of it this weekend again. And they could be playing each other in a couple of finals come the end of the season. So I think we should start there really with that gang. Do you want to be in my gang?
Well, it was the build up was all everything that was kind of like thrown at us from all angles, newspapers to me, TV. I think we kind of know now that these two coaches have given up that whole cat and mouse. Let's see what you do and I'll see what I do. I think they know for certain they're the best two teams in the league, the best two teams, and whatever Klopp puts out, Pep's going to match it. Whatever Pep puts out, Klopp is looking to match. And it's like no holds barred. I think the days of them having this kind of, that tactical game where like nobody wants to make mistakes. In that game, there were tons of mistakes. That's why there were 4 goals. But I think this is the way we're going to see those games from here on in. And I think if going by what we saw in the Premier League, I think the FA Cup is going to be pretty much the same. I don't think anybody's holding back. I mean, it's going to be shot for shot, blow for blow. And if you got a ticket for Wembley, you're very lucky. Are you going, Rodney, to Wembley?
Yeah, I'll be there for both semis.
There you
Both
go.
semis, yep. Mhm.
There you go.
Have you checked the train routes, Rod? Because
No, I'm going by car. I know it's
Rodney's
murder.
going by Addison Lee. Don't tell him. But
No, I'm not going to Addison Lee. No. I'm driving my own
Uber
wheels.
X.
Yeah. But no, I mean, the standard of the game last week between Man City and Liverpool was where most of us would like to be. Quality players all round. Well done to Liverpool. 2 always coming back. Maybe if it had been a boxing match, City might have just shaded it on points. Liverpool showed a lot of heart, and I think Mahrez missed a massive opportunity right at the end to make it 3-2.
Yeah.
Massive
what he was thinking about.
There were a few missed chances in that game. I thought I think in the first half where Jota was put through and he had 2 choices: come up, square the ball across to Salah, or just shoot on sight. I thought he saw Edison and he thought, nah, I can't do it. But then in that moment, he just lost himself, lost his composure, lost the ball. I think that could have been a very clinical moment for Liverpool. And he's as clinical as they come. I'm just really surprised that he, more than Mahrez, I was surprised that Jota didn't finish that off. He didn't finish his dinner.
What I liked in the game was I've seen Pep dominate football for a very long time. Now these Germans have come up with this counter-press style of football that can actually take on his style of football, because before they would just be passing around you. So it's interesting to see that this new German heavy metal type of football and counter press can actually get results against him. So, and he has to think and not just play one way. So it was interesting to see those different styles of football and how they cancel each other out.
And I thought Liverpool were just a little bit below par in the first half.
100, yeah.
And I think when you saw Klopp's face on the sideline, you could see that he clearly got into the players in that 15-minute break. And then I think, if I'm right, Liverpool equalised just after the break. And you thought, here we go. And then City dominated the game. But I mean, it's Arsenal, Man United from back in the day, where you've got 2 teams with a lot of quality, 2 charismatic managers just going for it. And I think tomorrow's interesting in terms of the semi-final. Liverpool already have the League Cup locked away. Quadruple still on, and I think the Champions League draw is City, Real Madrid, and Liverpool, Villarreal. So you look at that, and you don't want to disrespect Villarreal or Real Madrid, but wow, what a final that would be! Liverpool, City.
It sounded like Pep today in his press conference was talking about boy, I wanted more than you believe, more than you better believe. But he was saying that De Bruyne had a cut that was opened up. And I think Walker has a problem and Foden, slight problem. So I don't know. How much does he want the FA Cup? He's won a sack full of FA Cups. How committed do you think that Pep's going to be?
Do you know what it is? We're talking
really
about the rivalry. I think if City were to lose tomorrow, once again, you don't want to give anything to your nearest rival, no matter what the competition is, you know. So I think both sides will want it, because whoever gets through tomorrow is into another final, and you just crack on from there, really, don't you? So I think it'll be highly competitive.
Well, is the FA Cup played at the end of the season this year? Because sometimes
yeah.
We've had a few.
I think around the 15th. Yeah, everything's done a bit earlier because we've got a World Cup to deal with as well, haven't we?
So it's probably a week after the final of the league. So I mean, it's a place where you can go, and if you lose the league, either Liverpool or Man City lose the league, it's a place you can go off and cry and face, hopefully, Ernie's team, Crystal Palace. What's the chances of Chelsea? Edu, what do you reckon? Edu, Chelsea, Crystal Palace.
It would be a good game as well, and I think it would be another way to rate, or just to see how far Vieira can take this team and what kind of styles he employs when he plays Chelsea. I know Chelsea are hurting because after giving an amazing performance, you know, we never expected them. You know, I expected them to draw, just edge it, but almost winning it, you know, that was never a handball for me. You know, it's one of those. What do you expect the man to do? Shoot? You expect footballers now to shoot with their arms behind their back? You know, that was never, you know. But it would be a really interesting match for me, as you know, because just the styles, how they'll. I want to see how Vieira sets up, because I think for me, I think he's manager of the season, because they expected him to go down, and he's really brought these average ballers and got a real tune out of them. So that would be an interesting one. Of course, the London Derby as well. So let's see.
What do you mean, manager of the season? What are you talking about? What you want about, son? You see my record?
Do you know what's funny? You know what's funny about that? Because he actually said that, you know, these lot don't know how to win football matches, and now he's gone. About Everton, and now he's gone. It's really, football is weird, man.
Are you surprised that they've sacked him? Are you surprised that they sacked Dice with 8 games to go?
He's at the bottom of the table, Ernie. He's had 10 years. He hasn't managed to, you know, not even a spark. It's a different league, a different Daesh, a depleted Burnley, and he can't get a spark out of them, bro. And he's had the windows to do it. And you say that he's had the windows and he's had the experience. You wouldn't expect Sean Dyche in 2022 to be at the bottom of the table with Burnley. That to me is no progress. So I think Burnley have man up, and they kind of, I think they're doing the right thing to just get rid, because either way you can't bring him into next season, and if he goes down to the Championship, who wants to see that style of football? And if he does come back, it'll be more of the same. So I think Burnley have looked across. I think they've looked at Crystal Palace. I think they've looked at Leeds, and it's about progressive football now. You can't be playing dinosaur football unless you're Simeone. Simeone is the only man that can do 10 man behind the ball. You know what I mean?
Anti-football.
Yeah. Well, David Moyes used to do that, but Bradley, he's perked up now, isn't he, Bradley?
Yeah,
he actually plays football.
He's in the peak. He's in the peak of his coaching right now. I don't know what he says in that change room. I hope they'll do like an all or nothing for West Ham or something like that, so I can see what he says in that change room. But he gets some good results.
When you watch West Ham, I mean, quickly, but talking about playing style, I don't know what David Moyes' playing style. I just remember him having this ugly way of playing at Everton. We didn't quite get to see what he was about at Man United. I don't know what happened that season, but are you impressed with the setup? Is it the spirit, or is it part of it? Get down and play football. Because he went off and he had a bite of Corona, and he came back after Corona, and the man is like Alex Ferguson all of a sudden after Corona.
I know. Do you know what? So,
he ain't that good, Rob.
How can you say he's not that good?
You can't say that.
How can you say that? And he's in the semi-finals of the Europa.
I think to be at the end of last season, I was actually Moyes out. If I'm being honest, I thought he got lucky with how we played. I thought it was the team, but then after starting off this season, you can see the differences that he's made in the team. I think he also.
What do you reckon? What is the difference? Because I can't see the West Ham way. What is the West Ham difference?
I think having a player like Declan Rice, I think everyone's seeing how much attention he's getting, and he's stepping up his game. I think it's allowing other younger people in our team, in our squad, to step up with him in a way. We brought in Pablo Fornals 2 seasons ago. When he used to start, I used to hate him being on the pitch, but I think just having him as a main captain before Noble comes on, I think he just settles the play. He controls the midfield. Doesn't stitch anyone up when he's passing the ball to them. We used to always, me and my dad and my brother used to always joke about it. It always used to be long ball football at West Ham. Sometimes it works because Antonio's the problem when he's always holding off 2 centre backs. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But having that Spanish link and that Argentinian link in the middle, like they know how to play quick football, which is good. And having Declan Rice who don't stitch you up, it's even better. So yeah, there's big progress. And especially our set pieces as well. It's just we're unstoppable from set pieces. I haven't seen a team that's stopped our centre backs attacking those corners or free kicks, if I'm being honest.
So, Rodney, you said Vieira possibly manage. Who said Vieira possibly manager of the season? Who made that comment?
I did, just because of the quality of the place.
So what about David Moyes, manager of the season?
I think he's won it a couple of times in the past, actually, Moisey.
At Everton?
Possibly. So. Do you know what? I think West Ham are a little bit like the very good Everton side that Moisey built. So for Fellaini, you've got Souček. Yeah, that sort of... He's very clear. What I find when
Campbell
I watch...
up front, didn't he? So
yeah.
Campbell is pretty...
What I find with West Ham...
Antonio-ish.
Defensively, they are rock solid. Everybody knows their job. Do you know what I mean? You've got Lanzini, Fornals, who we've mentioned, Ben Rama. I think when you look at David Moyes' face, you have to graft. When he's at the sidelines, I don't think you can come in and say that you're giving 3/4 of a performance. So they're solid that way. They've managed to keep Antonio fit for most of the season. So they're a bit of a counter-attacking team, defend well, solidly, and then they pounce in numbers, the Fornals, the Lanzini. I like the boy Ben Rama. They've kept Antonio fit. And when he's on his day, he's a bit of a beast. When he's on his game, do you know what I mean? So I think the collective is the most important thing about West Ham at the moment. And as I said, they're getting their rewards.
Well, West Ham flying high, as we've talked about, definitely flying high. But
Robert, just on a quick one, man, I have to rate Moyes because I absolutely hated him when he was at United. Hate is a strong word, but it was really bad. And for him to go to Spain and get washed and revive his career, just for that journey and to be able to come back this way, I have to,
take your hats off to him.
Yeah,
I think I've got to agree with DJ there, right? Because I think the United flop for Moisey broke him.
Yeah,
he was a chosen one. I think so. Alex chose him, etc. And it really was the start of where United are today in many, many ways. But I think it was a bit of a personal crusade to prove that I can manage at the highest level. Do you know what I mean? And I think he's doing that. So well done to him.
Well, it's West Ham the highest level, though.
They're playing in Europe.
No. We're not
haters always hate. Haters always hate.
No. Come on, Bradley. I was there. We was there shoulder to shoulder the other night, bro.
I'm surprised you said Crystal Palace was your team.
If you check West Ham's recent history, they have had last day survival battles just to stay in the Premier League. Yeah. So just think about the transition. Don't forget, we're not talking about this season as a one-off. They were decent and just fell away from Champions League last year as well. Do you know what I mean? With essentially the same set of players.
So you say managing at the highest level.
Well, the highest.
But Man United is not the highest level anymore.
The highest level. Let's just say, for argument's sake, has to be in and around the top 6 of the Premier League.
Right, so would Moisey go from West Ham to Liverpool?
No.
I don't think stylistically, no. I don't
exactly. Stylistically, it's not going to work.
Wouldn't make it. But I'm not saying it would happen. I know it won't happen because Manchester United are cut a different way, and it's the flamboyancy and it's all about the marketing. But I believe if he had the Manchester United job, he'd do a better job than Ralph Rangnick. 100%. He knows the league inside out. And I know Man United fans don't want to hear that because it's David Moyes. It's not somebody from ole ole tiki taka. But if he was the manager of Manchester United, they wouldn't be where they are right now. Fact.
The only thing with Moisey and Manchester United, I think he should have come there under the guidance of Sir Alex.
Why?
Too big a shadow, Ern. He had to just do that
what
job.
What are you going to do? What's the point of Alex Ferguson standing there like, all right, lad, all right? What?
Yeah, but to
got a job to do.
Learn the trade, learn his trade, the Manchester
He's learned
United
at Everton. He had so many years at Everton. He went to Champions League football with Everton. He was what Man United thought would be the person to take on from Alex Ferguson.
Well,
it wasn't a bad call.
I did fancy him, but yeah, where I think he made his mistake as far as United was concerned, he come in there, kicked out everybody, and brought in his mob from Everton.
Not 100%. No, it wasn't everyone. He kept Manchester United boys there as well.
When you bring in Chris Woods in as a goalkeeping coach, you got to ask questions, didn't you?
Why? It's a goalkeeping coach.
Yeah.
It's not the manager.
And telling Rio to watch Jagielka videos.
I think they're telling Rio thing. but that might have been a myth though. I think someone put that one together. Like, hey lad, watch Jagielka. Watch Jagielka. Well, I learn how to defend. I think that's a myth. I don't think David Moyes can't be that stupid that he's going to walk into after bossing Everton for so many years, walk in and say, watch Jagielka. He may have made a quote like Jagielka does when I was playing, or, Jagielka was more aggressive to the ball. But there's no way he's going to come in and tell Rio Ferdinand, England captain, watch Jagielka. I think that's a myth.
No, there's no smoke without fire. I don't know where that myth come from, but there's no smoke.
He might have tried to get his points across, but I think that one goes down as a lie. Lie.
Yeah, Robbo, I disagree with you about Rangnick because
I think David Moyes.
I know. I understand. Obviously, he hasn't managed for a long time, but I think he's been a blessing in disguise for Manchester United because he came in and tried to
sit tight, Ernie. Sit tight.
He tried to implement a style of football. Obviously, it did work against Crystal Palace for 60 or so minutes, and then the lads, gave up. And when he couldn't implement his 4-2-2-2-2, he went back to 4-3-3, and then he reverted back to the.
That's just a formation. In my opinion, I don't know if Bradley, Taloa, and Rodney agrees. I don't think there's no style change at Man United. Formation style is to me would be like Klopp goes in and his style is to be aggressive on the front foot. Guardiola is, work the small spaces. He's had that style from Barcelona. Work them small spaces, small triangles. That is style. I don't know what style Rangnick's come in. I see formation.
Yeah, so the biggest problem is when you're managing these diva players who are bigger, who have bigger egos than what they can deliver, and on big salaries, because that's what Man United. That's the lure of Man United now. It's money. It's not about the football. It's not about winning, and the signings we make are more commercial signings. How many shirts are you going to sell? We'd rather go for a Declan Rice than go for somebody else who would probably give us something better because they know those are shirts that are going to be sold. And over the years, I think the last 10 years, we have not been able to recruit properly. It's going for that player because he's cool, or that one because it's free, or that one because it's available. And it's a mismatch of players, and it's really hard to coach those. And I think I give, I take my hats off to him and Ronaldo as well, because they expose the team, because Ronaldo's levels are up here and Rangnick expects so much more from them. But now if a Ten Hag comes in, he can say, yo, this guy can't do this guy can do this, because he's been watching them. I mean, before he came in, Rashford was putting in stink after stinker and was being allowed to play. But now, as soon as he come in, some of these players have been exposed. Bruno wasn't playing. Unfortunately, I feel there's a hierarchy. I know, and I was getting to Maguire because there's a hierarchy there, and I think some of these players, so that people don't have egg in their face, are telling him so and so has to play. I think that's where the problem, and the structure is the biggest problem.
Yeah,
Arnold and Fletcher.
Would Moyes be able to manage that team that is there now? What do you reckon, Bradley?
no one would be able to manage that team.
No,
I
no
think
one.
everyone dies. Everyone dies when they manage that team. Unless and I think the Manchester United way. I know there's the West Ham way. The Man United way is pants, because you see our most successful rivals tore up the script and started afresh, because football has changed. You know, as much as we like to sit here, it's all about systems now. It's more about systems than is about talented players. And you look at our players, we have counter-attacking players and possession players playing together. And it's really hard to implement any style of football. And, you know, Rodney's favorite player, you know, gave the ball. We lost the ball 89 times in 45 minutes.
Who's the favorite player, Rodney?
Must be Bruno Fernandes.
Oh,
I can't. Oh yeah, I know. I always go on about Bruno, but you will see. You will see. I mean, you will see. I believe he'll be phased out slowly.
And yet, DJ, as I think we said a week ago, Man United, based on everything you just said about being this glamour club, give this guy Bruno Fernandes a new stonking contract. Yeah.
Wait, Ernie, what's going on there?
That contract could have been given in the close season if you're going to give it at all.
Why do it?
Why do it when fans are looking at the club and saying, "What the hell's going on there?" So you're right. I think the hierarchy upstairs.
And Rodney, it's a pattern. Remember, Oli lost the Europa final and was awarded a contract.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Rashford is asking for more money. Everyone's asking for. I mean, it's, you know, but I guess it's when bankers are running a football club. And that's our biggest problem.
Yeah.
Well, there's some league fixtures where Manchester United are involved and a few of the other teams are involved this weekend. Ernie, you'll be happy to know you're only facing Norwich. You only got Norwich. Only Norwich. Oh, well, Ernie,
I did say
Norwich.
last week. I said last week that we was going to lose to Everton. I did say that.
You did.
But
you were
against
right.
Norwich, we'll win against Norwich.
They run 10K more than us.
Who?
Everton.
Norwich. Oh,
Everton.
Yeah. No, but coming into the running, I just had a feeling that we was going to lose that game against Everton. You know what I mean? But Norwich,
I couldn't see it myself. I thought you would. I said last week it's the return of Marcus Messiah, Rashford, Garvey, and he just didn't. He didn't turn up. He didn't turn up.
Rashford is a dead footballer, man.
One of the guys
He's not.
Yeah, Rashford. I mean, Rashford is dead.
You want him at West? You want him at West Ham, innit, Bradley?
You want him at West Ham?
No, I don't know. I don't think I'd want him at West Ham. I think he's just tired of football. This guy's been in the spotlight since he's made his debut. Like, people expecting some massive things from him, and it's just not been that.
Bradley, if you're tired of football, take up something else, bro. I can't hear
I wouldn't be tired of football if that was me, but that's what I see in it.
I hear that.
I think he's the other version of Dele Alli. It's just that he's more decorated and he has a few more goals.
Oh, that's the. Hey, listen. My Dele.
I watch him week in, week out.
Hey, listen, my Dele Alli shot was hard, but I don't know if I don't know if I can say he's. I
think it's where we go full circle back to Man City, Liverpool. The very best players, and I'm going to use the term again, at the highest level, produce every week. That's why Liverpool and Man City are where they are. Every week, those players perform.
Matic has announced another strange announcement. They must have told him,
what?
"All right, match, it's your time now. You're out." And they just allowed him to announce, "Well, this is it. I'm moving on."
Wow,
it's just strange. 8 games to go, and these strange things. And I said to you earlier on, Edu, that I saw that picture of Darren Fletcher and your chief exec, like, on their way to board the EasyJet to go and speak to Ten Hag. I mean,
it was
why
a private
are you posting
jet,
these images? Like,
yeah, because we are Banter FC. We are.
Isn't that just done in private?
No. Because United, because you remember, we have a whole social media team who are actually.
This is not even social media. This is in the newspapers. It's like I was looking at Sean Dyche story, and then up comes.
We employed the guy from the Sun to come and spin the news. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah, true.
Honestly.
Very true. Yep.
So
good shout.
It's all spin. It's all spin. The club is in the mud.
I think you can have the spin, but ultimately you got to perform on the field.
Yeah.
And that's what where United have gone.
So Ernie, are you spinning Norwich this weekend? Manchester United. You got your hat on. I got my hat on.
2-0
I got my
Manchester
shirt.
United. 2-0 Manchester
2-0.
United. Yeah, but I'm watching. I've told you, I am watching Crystal Palace. They're my team now.
Listen.
For
Stop
the rest of the season.
stop the nonsense. We don't want to know what you're watching. I'm watching
West
all
Ham.
the games, including your game, at 3:00. I'll watch half an hour of it, and then I'll switch over to Auntie and watch Liverpool and Manchester City.
Well, I won't be switching over to nothing, mate. I'll be busy.
Ernie, come on, man.
I'll be easy. Like Crystal, we got some fish to eat tomorrow.
But you can eat it while you're watching the game, man.
Yeah.
No,
Just every time Harry Maguire touches the ball, just make sure you're far away from the bones, like you step away from the plate, because I don't want no accidents. You know what I mean? So Arsenal, Crystal, away to Southampton. Southampton took some licks.
Yeah,
Them take some licks last week, and that was so out of character. But Ralph has already taken a 9. He's taken I think he's taken a 7, right? If I'm correct.
Yeah.
Hasn't he taken he's taken a 9 twice, you know, Robbo, I think.
Is it 9
Yeah.
twice?
I think he took a 9 at Old Trafford, didn't he? In during lockdown. Man United stuffed them.
Is that where the kid came on?
Though.
Is that where the kid came on for his
Yeah,
debut?
that's right.
What's it off?
Yeah,
Oh my
Got
God.
one of, yeah.
Yeah.
So they took
Yeah,
a 9, they took a 9 at home against Leicester, and they took a 9 away at
Yeah.
Old Trafford during COVID.
But he's a man that believes in his process, just like Mikel Arteta. I believe more than you can believe. I believe the process. I believe the process. I believe. If I believe hard enough, we will win the league, I believe. Crystal, he believes in his process. So does Ralph. It's a tough away game. We knew that these tough away games, you said it, you called it a few weeks ago, that if you want to know the real Arsenal, when it gets drippy, you'll see the real Arsenal. What do you reckon this weekend?
I think it's another tough fixture that awaits them. It's away from home. But I think on this occasion, I think they definitely need to be winning this one. Whether it's convincingly or not, they have to pick up 3 points on the board, because their next fixture is going to be another away fixture, and that's going to be at Stamford Bridge midweek on Wednesday. And then after that, they're back at home where they play against Manchester United. So if there's ever a time to pick yourself up and gain a little bit of momentum, it has to be against Southampton.
Am I correct, Crystal, in saying that all the games in hand for Arsenal are done?
No, there's still game in hand there, but that doesn't equate to nothing. It's just
I know,
games
but
in hand.
it's nice. It's nice. It's comforting if you know. Say you have a few
It's
games.
not.
in
It's
hand.
only comforting because like other teams get carried away. Like Manchester United got on their high horses when they had their game in hand, and then they fell off. So now it's just, look at Arsenal, games in hand FC. It doesn't mean nothing. It means absolutely nothing. It just means the fixtures are going to be coming thick and fast. That's all it means.
But Man United have games in hand, you know. Ernie have games in hand.
FC, and they do absolutely nothing with it. So
Ernie, you got a game in hand, you know. You have a game in the hand. It's worth more than 2 in the bush.
She said when we had games in hands. When we had games in hand.
But you got 1 game in hand. You have a game. You have a game in the hand.
They had 3.
The only problem it might be a backhand.
Manchester United and Arsenal is going to be a draw anyway, because both of them teams are rubbish. For a better word.
No. You're not. I tell you what. Arsenal will prop up for you properly. Prop up for you guys. What?
Okay.
Arsenal, Man United.
It's a
The
draw.
young gunners are propping up for you.
But you have Crystal, you have some injury worries, don't you? That's what.
key
shaking.
injury worries.
Yeah.
Injury worries.
Tell us the injury worries. Can we didn't get
The main
party
one.
after party.
Yeah,
party.
it looks like the party get knocked off
It's
as
over.
things stand.
Party's over.
We got Thomas
the man did a party hard.
Party after party.
Thomas Party and Kieran Tierney also has Tommy as well.
That's a serious injury for you lot.
It's
Kieran
key
Tierney,
injuries.
what-
Arsenal
Tierney,
have
Tierney.
some. Yeah, they have some Tommy Yasso as well. 3
Isn't
pivotal
Tommy Yasso back yet?
No, he's not.
Oh.
I need to check the press conferences, but it's still like hit and miss where Tommy Austin is concerned. So they have three significant injuries, and yeah, it's not
Tomiyasu.
looking.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
it's
was about
not
to say.
looking good.
I think Tomiyasu and the goalkeeper was. I would give Arteta that
Yeah,
he called them ones really well. They have
yeah,
been the difference for Arsenal.
yeah,
The keeper, his approach to the game and how he moves the defense up and keeps them working. And Tomiyasu, that little bit of devil and bite.
yeah.
I've been really impressed with them. But it's yeah, knowing that you've lost him, you lost Turney, and now party luck off. Wow.
Yeah,
But would
yeah.
he possibly maybe back for the Arsenal for the Man United game?
Who?
Not
Thomas
long term.
Partey?
Yeah,
Thomas Partey? It's
yeah.
not looking good. It's not
Yeah.
looking optimistic, not even cautiously optimistic. It's just not looking great at the moment.
I
It
mean,
would be nice. Sorry,
I mean,
Rodney.
we're talking. Sorry, no, we're talking about Thomas Partey as if he's been a world-class midfielder since he arrived in the Premier League. His
But
injury record,
them runs though,
his
Rodney.
injury
That's
record, his injury record since he's been at Arsenal has been very, very poor.
yeah,
I haven't seen him affect too many games where I can say, yeah, he's building a momentum. I think Arsenal not buying anybody in the January window has caught up with them as well. They're probably
definitely.
trying to keep the powder dry for the summer signings. But I think what Arteta's doing is just build if you like, trying to build, and it's the standards lower, a mini Man City. I just see the way Man City play, and I see the way Arsenal play, and obviously Arteta was key to Man City not too long ago. So Arsenal, when it's going well, fantastic. When they have to dig in, I'm still not sure. Still a bit flaky. Very, very flaky. And as I said earlier, if you gave Arsenal West Ham spirit and resilience, Arsenal would guarantee that fourth spot. That fourth spot now is going to Tottenham, building their momentum at the right time. Conte's methods have come in, made two big signings in January, Bentancur and the boy Kulishevny, scoring goals for fun now, just at the right time.
Yeah,
I think with Thomas Partey, you're definitely right there in terms of his impact since he signed and his injuries. But I think it's probably safe to say that since he's come back from this year's AFCON, that's when he started to gather a bit of momentum, like maybe key momentum for Arsenal since he returned, excluding his first game against Liverpool. I think after that he's looked good.
Arsenal
I think that's where the devil came back. Partey was like
Arsenal won't get that full spot, and I think they'll do well to get maybe a Europa League place, which obviously they lost out on last year. So to get that back would be a starting point. But Arsenal still a hell of a lot of work to do, especially when especially when you look at what's above them. City, Liverpool, Chelsea. That's an elite set of three clubs there.
Yeah, and I'm not convinced by Ben White.
Ravi,
Ben
go
White
easy,
doesn't
big Harry.
convince me.
Tomiyasu sounds like the main dish at Wagamama's. Come on. Come on. That's the type of jokes Ernie does, like Sallow. I bet he's one of your friends.
What's happened? What's all about that? What's happened to Mo Salah? Because since he's come
Salah, please.
Since he's
I
come
don't
back from
need the complaints. It's
he
Mo
scored one
Salah.
goal. He scored one goal and one assist. What's happened to the salad man?
I don't know who you're talking about. Next,
Mo Salah.
who?
Mo Salah.
No,
What's happened to him, Robbo?
no more
There's some
salad.
trouble, you know.
Yeah.
No more salad.
Scott, we got who's West Ham playing this weekend? Because Scott, our man Scott James. Got to say, get well to Scott James, staunch West Ham supporters like yourself.
West Ham are playing West Ham or Aston Villa. I don't know, but they're all playing the same colours. Actually, West Ham are actually playing Burnley.
Well,
Managerless Burnley.
Yeah, you got Ben Mee in charge there, interim appointment there for Ben Mee. So that's
Didn't they give one of the coaches the? I don't think it's Ben Mee. Did they say it was Ben Mee?
Yeah, Ben Mee.
He's the captain, isn't
he? Yeah, he is their captain.
I guess same old.
Well, I guess that's 3 points for West Ham then. On Sunday,
Interim
Um,
manager.
I can't see Burnley, and it's at the Olympic Stadium.
Right.
So I really don't know. I mean, Sean
I'm
Dyche
not
is
sure. I think the way Burnley played against Everton, I think it could be. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. If I'm being honest, I think
bro.
they turn up. I think
It's a walk in the park.
Well,
That team's dead.
Scott said that Ben Rama's your weakest link at West Ham. He gives the ball away. Would you concur with that, Bradley?
I wouldn't say he's our worst player. I mean, in the Championship, he was allowed to do all those skills and fancy stuff. I think he's only just stepped up to the Prem. I think people give him a lot of criticism.
I think he's played really well the times I've seen him come in.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff that they want to get rid of him. I personally think they shouldn't do that, but I think he's very creative on the ball, especially in the European.
I can't see how you invest in a player like that and then get rid of him after the season.
I think he's decent, but what I do notice, right, is that Moisey will always sub him off after about 70 minutes, and then he does this long walk, and they don't even talk to each other, or there's no eye contact.
Yeah.
I think the Pablo Fornals that you talked about earlier just gives Moisey a little bit more graft as well, because I think he'll work a little bit harder than Ben Rama.
He's a workhorse,
Yeah, and I don't think you
remember when Lingard came into the team, a lot of those boys had to take a backseat to Lingard. So
yeah,
even
but
Fornals at times was
but I'm just saying, I just think that Ben Rama, I won't tag the word luxury with him, but I don't think he's quite bought in properly the graft that Moisey needs.
How old is Ben Rama, Bradley?
I'm not too sure if I'm being honest. I think he's 23.
He's a young
24.
guy, I think.
Yeah, I think. He's quite young.
He's a very young player.
I think as well. I think he's got the progression. Like even when Bowen first come to us, he wasn't the greatest, and he turned him into a workhorse. Same with Fornals. Like I said earlier, I hated him when he started, and he turned him into a workhorse. I think you just got to give him time. It's only been a couple of seasons with us, so I think he'll be. I think
West Ham with Ben Rama and some of their other signings have been really cute in some of the players that they bought. I mean, the two Czech lads, is it Kufal and Souček?
Yeah.
I mean, pick them up on the cheap and they've been pivotal to what they're doing. Fornal's the same. And I like that boy. What's his name? Is it Ben Johnson as well?
Ben Johnson,
he's come through the academy or whatever. Doing really, really well. So, yeah.
I think he's picked up of Declan as well, as I said earlier. Declan stepped up his game. I think Johnson's done the same thing. When he used to start at left back, he used to be shaky, but now he's looking unstoppable in that position right now.
How good is this Bowen geezer?
Hmm?
Is it Bowen? Bowen?
Yeah.
How good is he?
Do you know what? I think he's unstoppable right now. He's having a greater season, but I think we allow him to do whatever he wants at West Ham, if that makes sense. If he was to go to a top four side, I don't think he would be. I think he'll still be good, but I don't think he's got that top four side in him just yet. We allow him to do whatever he wants because he's scoring all of our goals and he's creating all these assists. So I think he gets a little bit of free play, if that makes sense.
I think his transition took time, a bit like possibly Ben Rama's. He wasn't the real deal when he first came in from Hull. It took him a bit of time. And he had to fill out a bit. You can see he's really strong. He's a real. He reminds me, even though I know Klopp went for him, was inquiring about it. He reminds me of like how Salah first came at Liverpool. Even though Salah had that meteoric first season where he scores a lot of goals, but he was very light, agile, coming in from the side, scoring goals. But he's managed to do that really well at West Ham, and he does it against the big teams. It's not a fluke. He scores against all the top teams. He put them away. So I think, it's time with some of the young players at West Ham. I think West Ham will be all right. So it's a West Ham win, we all say, on Sunday.
And speaking of West Ham, that ex-West Ham player, that Payet goal, man. Goal of the season. My goodness, what a goal.
Yeah.
Oof. Watch it from any angle, man. It's bad.
Quality, absolute quality.
Bad. No, players don't do that nowadays. No one's connecting, unless it's Bruno skying it into Rosette.
Oh,
Why do you have to keep on bringing our players, our so-called players, into and giving Robbo ammunition.
Why do you think he's giving me? I've got nothing to do. I listen. It's Friday, and as Crystal would say, I have my own fish for fry. I've got my own fish to fry. I'm playing. If you haven't realized, we got to play Manchester United, Manchester City again at 3:30 tomorrow. Do you think I need those games? I just want to crack on with the league. So I ain't too concerned about Manchester United. How deep the mud is Manchester United are in.
How big a loss is De Bruyne to Man City tomorrow?
We don't know if he hasn't ruled out De Bruyne, but if De Bruyne does get ruled out, it's going to be a massive loss. Massive.
Yeah, but I mean, they've got 2 players in every position. He can't complain. Honestly.
Gundogan will fill the spot. De Bruyne, Silva, and Bernardo Silva and Rodri. So they're comfortable in that 3, but this man does. I watched him close last week, man. And Ernie, you should try watching football sometimes. Phil Foden, are you still going to talk this nonsense? As your mate Spursy would say, are you still going to talk this was that Phil Foden is not a good footballer? Please.
I'm not putting him ahead of Raheem Sterling. That is my point. That's what I was talking about.
He's a different player from Raheem Sterling.
He got Sterling out of the team. He took Sterling's position.
This guy can play up in the front 3 as a number 10 and a number 8 and a number, and he could probably play. Listen, and he could probably play as a number 6. Total different player from Raheem Sterling.
Well, so why did they take out Sterling out of the team and put him in then?
Because they wanted to accommodate him in the team, so they played him up on the left. But that's not his natural position.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not putting him ahead of Sterling. So as far as I'm concerned,
but if we work your logics out, right? Let me just work you. You manage a team. Hang on, you manage the team, and you need certain devices to unlock other teams. And if they found that maybe he could unlock the team at the top on the left, you just still play Sterling because Sterling's a better player. If that be the case, why isn't Bailly playing in the back line at Man United? If that's how it works.
No. Well, we know that Bailly should be playing there instead of Maguire, but the problem with Bailly is can't keep fit. He can't keep himself fit. He'll play 2 games and then pop down.
So if he was fit, he would start every week for Man United. Why are we talking about Man United? Forget Man United.
Let's talk about Ben White escorting Zaha to the goal. And
let's talk about Manchester City.
Running
so
away.
Foden, you can't see that Foden. You can't see any. I mean, your opinion on Foden is just he's not better than Raheem.
Foden just reminds me of when Gascoigne came on the scene. He was going to be the great Messiah, and he was going to be this.
But Gascoigne was a great footballer.
In your opinion, he was all right. He was all right.
I rate Foden. If he just stops fighting in clubs, I think he'll be all right.
He's fighting on the pitch now. He's fighting on the pitch, you know. The man said to Atletico, "Come on!"
Is that why he got clipped on the head?
Yeah, he got clipped on the leg, and then that nutcase come and dragged him up to put him back up, to drag him off the field, and all hell broke loose. Man's headbutting Sterling, and Sterling's right up in his face and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was
the cause.
He tried it with Liverpool as well. There was a few tasty fouls, and I see him rush Fabinho like, "Come on, lad, come on." Yo, but I think he's a fantastic footballer. There's a lot of hype around, obviously, English footballers, but I think Phil Foden is for 21.
Very good PR.
He's very tidy with the ball, I think.
He is tidy. Don't you rate him? You don't see anything in his game, Edu?
Oh yeah, man, I rate him. I rate Foden, man.
Would you have him in United?
He would start ahead of what we have. The only person probably who he's not keeping out is Sancho, because
Sancho.
Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, Trashford. I mean, come on, man.
Trashford.
Crystal, I know you went hard for our boy Rashford. You know, last year you used the shoulder. You said, "Come on, man, the shoulder injury." You used that one too many times.
No,
What's your
I
defense now? You
definitely
did.
I think
You
I
did.
probably highlighted it once, because people was,
No,
and
you
it wasn't
didn't.
necessarily a shoulder injury, it's a host of
You said
injuries.
you said he needed time to heal.
No, the point I was making is that with Marcus Rashford, with every injury that he's picked up, say the last say maybe the last 2 seasons, if that, he's not giving his body enough time to recover. So when he does pick up another injury, even if it's not in relation to the previous injury, it all then has a knock-on effect because he's not actually giving his body enough time to rest. Even with the Euros going into
Oh
operation,
yeah, that was mad.
immediately
Yeah.
up to the Euros, and then by Quint, he's back again. So I'm like, have you even managed to like recuperate
But
properly?
he's injury free now. He's injury free now.
Yeah, but then the other point I was making with Marcus Rashford, that it's not just his injuries, the toxic culture that's at Manchester United, and people keep on forgetting, overlooking the obvious, that there seems to be some toxicity there. We need to also remember it's not just Marcus Rashford that's underperforming, so you do have to look at the culture there, especially with mental health being a huge talking point. You have to wonder what that has on their mental stability. Obviously, if they're not mentally stable, you're not going to get the best out of them, regardless of how good they are quality-wise. And I think you can see that with a couple of their players. Probably have seen it in recent seasons, or in previous seasons, I should say, with someone like Paul Pogba, who also coincidentally came out during the men's international football break, talking about depression whilst he's at United. Manchester United as well. So I think there's a host of problems there where Man U is concerned, and it's not just an individual problem, it's a combination of problems, a collective downfall. So whoever is coming in, be it Rangnick or not Rangnick, Ten Hag, whoever it is that comes through the door, there is got a mountain to climb, because it's not just a case of let's go and
Do you
win
think
games.
that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is having a hard time? Do you think there's signs that he's having a hard time off the pitch as well as on the? We see it on the pitch, but do you
I've
think
never really checked on him. I think that's a good question. I've never really checked on him off the pitch, but maybe it's the case. I don't know if they have a psychologist, but I think along the way they'll definitely need to get themselves a psychologist, because they need to fine tune mentally, physically. Everything needs to be rebuilt. And even with players that are coming through the pipeline, be it the academy, because obviously they would have seen certain things, and it's easy for you to pick up on certain pattern of behavior, especially where discipline is non-existent. Then you have to combine that with the new players who have no idea of what's going on in Manchester United. But if the culture is rotten, eventually they're going to become, going to be adding to the bad apples.
Yeah,
I just think Rashford is not a good player, man. And I blame Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well, because I don't think a lot of those players were coached, and they were allowed to get away and get used to a certain style of play. And when a player gets to his age and is doing the same things he was doing when he was 20, 21, and 19, you question, man, because these guys are on 250,000 a week. I know money's not the issue here, but when you're getting that amount of money and you cannot control a ball, you put your head down, you can't scan. I mean, in Sunday league football, when you get the ball, because there's so many men coming at you, you have to scan to see where you're going. You can't just put your head down and run. I mean, every time he gets the ball, head down and run. That for me shows a lack of development, and it strings back a lot to Oli, because these people were just getting an arm put around their shoulder and they're like, go out, lads, and give it your best, And it was coming off from time to time because we're playing this counter-attack. And obviously the injuries have come in because they've slowed him down a bit. I remember there was a time he was in conversations with Mbappe. I mean, people are like the Ballon d'Or conversations. Come on. I was like, we're not watching the same football. I think Rashford is on a downward trend because technically he's not very good. He's not good on the ball. He doesn't have footballing IQ, I think, because when you get the ball, Robbo, good players, we saw it, Modric gets the ball, he already has a picture in his head. Because you scan the pitch and you know where this ball is going. You know where to run to. I'll give you Zaha. Zaha got the ball halfway line and he took Ben White all the way to Ben White was running away from him. That's the worst thing you need to do, you know, when you have somebody who's really good on the ball. When they get the ball, you need to be on them. Once you give them time to set up, scan the pitch, you know, and that's a player who's literally grown in front of our eyes. But with Rashford, the downward spike, and then obviously it's
taken Zaha many years of development. I mean, left Man United, but you just know any part of the pitch he takes the ball with his back to the line, he's gonna cause a problem. He's gonna do something. Ernie, do you rate Zaha your second team? How much do you rate him? Would you have him back at Man United? You can get him on the cheap now.
Yeah, I'd have him back at Manchester United. I rate Zaha. The only thing with Zaha is that he's got a temperament to play. He can be very good or he can be very bad. He's found a bit of consistency since Patrick has taken over down there at Crystal Palace.
He's been consistent for years, bro.
No, he played some games, man, where you think, what are you doing? When he used to fall over all the time.
Yeah, but he was playing under Hodgson, man, and he was still producing, bro.
4-4-2.
I think he's one of the most underrated players in the league. We talk about him.
He did used to fall down a lot, Robert.
No, but you look at the stats. He's the most fouled player.
He's the most fouled, though.
That
and
tells
he
you
does
something.
because he's on the ball, moving with the ball. Grealish has got those qualities, but Grealish is just it's all in the wrong place. If Zaha falls down, he's looking to fall down close to the goal. So I think he's grown, man. What do you reckon, Bradley? Zaha at West Ham, because he could be gone.
Yeah.
Nah, I think his attitude stinks, if I'm being honest.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that he just thinks. I think if he was to go to a big club, he would think he's better than everyone else. I think at Crystal Palace, everyone worships him in a way. So I think he's got that spotlight to where he is actually good. He gets fed the ball quite a lot.
He's not a kid anymore. He's
No, I hear that. I hear that.
big man.
I don't know. I don't know.
I can understand if he's 23, 24, you could fall off like that. But he's done his time, man. He's got his badges, bro. He'd thrive at a big club. I'm
not sure. I think he might be average. I think the spotlight for him might be. I think the spotlight for him at that big club might be too much for him. If I'm being honest.
Yeah. Yo, Bradley, you need to stop watching football with the commentators on, because they mess up your football. Like, literally, watch the game.
I don't believe that, bro. I wish I could agree. I don't mind players.
Liverpool? Would you take him in Liverpool, Robert?
If on a free? 100%.
No, but all right. Would you buy him then? Would you buy him for Liverpool?
Well, I don't think we'd buy him. I think if it was like a sell thing, obviously Crystal Palace is going to want a lot of money for him. They're going to try to cash in on him. Yeah. But if he was on a free, I'd take him.
Yeah, well, everybody would take him on a free.
What do you think, Rodney?
Yeah, but that's where he's run his contract. Remember, there was a player called Bellamy that used to play for Man City or wherever, and he had a crazy attitude. He had a golf club attitude, bro. Everywhere he went, Liverpool took him, and he done fantastic. We got into Champions League. Quality is quality at the end of the day. Sometimes you've got to have to put up with some of those. It's just like in every walk of life. We all work places, and we got some people who got sting attitudes, bro. But when they can get the job done, sometimes you just got to got to let that pass.
He's a quality player. And I think some of the magic that Vieira's created down at Palace is that the reliance on Zaha isn't quite the same anymore.
Yeah.
Because, before, if he wasn't playing, Palace invariably flopped. That's no longer the case. Well done, Patrick. And I think that just intensifies Zaha's focus. It'd be interesting because I think he's about, 29 now? I think the next big move is an interesting one for him. Where does he go? Arsenal.
I think Zaha is a really good call.
I think he missed out on an Arsenal. I think Arsenal bought Pepe, didn't they, instead of Zaha
last season
when Emery was about. So I think Zaha in the team away from Crystal Palace can thrive. Experienced Premier League player. Probably wouldn't work at West Ham because Moisey will want him to do some tracking back, Brad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Moise wants.
And it goes back to my point about Ben Rama. If you ain't gonna, I don't want no superstars here, right?
But does Patrick implement him in that way? Because we never really see him do that track back because he has grafters in the middle at Crystal Palace. He likes grafters in the middle.
I think one thing that Patrick has probably done if you look at Zaha, is get him to stand up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just be on your feet a little bit more, because we know he's got this tendency to throw his arms about and get a little bit stroppy, right?
Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, just stay on your feet, and deliver, and also the quality of the final ball. Yeah, you don't need to beat a man 10 times. Get that ball in. Do you know what I mean?
He's been moving the ball a bit quicker.
Absolutely right.
He's got a target man now. He's got Mateta, and he just hits that ball in.
Elise Eze must be learning from someone like Zaha. You know, that's the standard that they want to reach and surpass.
And to be fair, does he need to leave Patrick Vieira? He could stay and build a wonderful squad at Crystal Palace at this point. Palace is looking the real deal. We'd like to see them finish at the top, on the top half of the table. It would please us, no doubt, that, you know, as we all said, to see a black manager do really well in the Premier League would send out a really, really, really positive message out there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So we have a Tottenham game. I think we can safely say Tottenham are in a rich vein of form. They play Brighton at 12:30 tomorrow. Kicks off the Premiership weekend.
Over at Sainsbury's or down at the Alliance?
It's over at Sainsbury's. But the boy Harry Strain, man, Harry Kane he's getting these assists. He's getting these assists. So my fantasy football assists are looking good. But I need goals, Harry. Harold, you're talking about? You're talking about Mo Salah. Harry Kane ain't seeing no goals, bro. What's going on? What's going on, Rodney?
In terms of
Harry
not getting goals?
Yeah, England's number 9.
Yeah, Harry stepped back into a number 10 role, as you said. But you know what? I sometimes get a bit disturbed. We always talk about Harry Kane. There's a boy there called Son who's scoring goals for fun. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And every time Harry has that strain, Son has stepped up and scored goals. You know what I mean? He might not come over as sexy as Harry does, but what quality player, quality footballer. Harry stepped back into a number 10 role. Probably means he's not going to get the chances that he would have done maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago. But it was Son that got the hat-trick last week against Southampton, didn't he?
Yeah. So we should be talking about Son. I think you're correct. I'm going to correct myself as of next week.
No, I'm just saying.
You're right.
I'm just thinking that Son, if you check the goal records and his stats, they're not bad.
Well, funny enough, he was the first person I saw on, I don't know, I opened one of the sites on Twitter, and it was shock. Harry hasn't scored. Yeah. But Son scored a hat-trick, bro. Like, it reminds me of, obviously, the European Championship when Raheem was blooding everything in his path. But the front of the paper was, Come on, Harry.
Come on, Harry.
I don't think Harry Kane's have a problem in scoring. I think that's just not his job role anymore, if I'm being completely honest. I think his passing this second half of the season has been near match to like KDB's passing, if I'm being honest. Like his assists and how he gets that ball over and he finds Son or Kulusevski. That's why they're scoring for fun. He's creating that mad assist.
It's a great shout, Brad. But you know what? No one on this line can tell me that Harry Kane has targeted, maybe even more so than trophies, that Premier League all-time goal scorers record. That's what he's after. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's after. So
true.
Shearer's record.
Yeah, he's after Shearer's record, man. I think Harry would take that right now.
The only trophy he'll ever win.
The only trophy, yeah.
Kevin in the chat said he sounded like I reckon there's another Daddy Ernie friend. Antonio and Kane walks his stomach, Spurs in the mud. Sounds like and here's the other one. This is classic. But I think my man's he's obviously been drinking. He said Devon says I reckon he plays it. Ernie, do you know him? Is he one of yours? Is he one of you lots?
I'm sure.
Here's the other one. Here's a classic from Devon. You can tell he's a top red. All I know, Liverpool won't win anything this year.
Well, they've won something already, so I can't go.
Catch up, Devon. Catch up,
Yeah,
catch up,
can't go
son.
with him on that one. I can't go with him on that one.
Quadruple
I actually think he's an Arsenal supporter, but with
I think that
You know who Devon? You know who Devon? You know who the TV star Devon Lindsay is.
I think Ernie's WhatsApping his mates and just mugging people off on this.
Nah, we know who Devon. He's a TV star. He's a TV star. We know who he is.
Chelsea
copy paste.
Final. Frank Scully, Chelsea, Man City. Palace have that young defender Zaha, as we say, don't have to track back.
Oh yes,
Tyrick Mitchell.
Mitchell. Oh, what? Jeez,
he's going
have
places.
him.
Trust me, he's going
Lord
places.
have mercy.
I would have him over our overweight.
You can't do that though.
Right.
Eddie. You can't go and do that raid again. You can't take a young player, bring him to Man United, and
And
destroy
kill
him. You've done that to Wan-Bissaka.
No, Wan-Bissaka is not a footballer. I keep telling you.
Oh my God.
No.
He's an athlete.
No.
He's a runner.
Wan-Bissaka, one-on-one, was untouchable. You couldn't. He'd
For
play
one
you out
season.
the park.
For one season. At
It
Crystal
was a-
Palace.
Nah.
Because
was a whole season.
think about it.
Wan-Bissaka.
For one season, and you go and slap 50 million on him, that means we're expecting
Hang on.
than just the basics he was doing.
Okay, but listen, even if it was a one season, if you see Tyrick Mitchell, if you turned up tomorrow and saw Tyrick Mitchell now play, you think, as Rodney said, he's a fantastic footballer. That's how everybody saw Wan-Bissaka. When you saw this guy put out winger after winger after top, like he was running beside Mo Salah going, Salah.
But
He did it
that's,
on-
yes, we're not talking about football here, Robo. We're talking about football.
Okay.
A footballer,
Basic
footballing, you require skill to be able to move a ball.
Let me finish my point.
Exactly.
But let me finish my point. He goes to Manchester United, and we ask him to defend, and he's all over the place. He's like Bambi. He doesn't know whether to go forward. He doesn't know where to come close. He doesn't know where to stand off. He doesn't even read the lines. Bro.
But as I was saying, a lot of this stems back to Oli and lack of coaching. And for somebody like him, I think he required proper coaching.
One bam sam. What's going on, Trevor? Ernie, is this you? It's Ernie.
Ernie, how many burner accounts do you have?
Yeah, it's Ernie with burner phone there.
Ernie is what?
I'm killing it, man.
You started this cuss.
Ernie
calling like different names.
is WhatsApping his mates live on this.
You know why? You know why I think it's Ernie? Because he loves a name, Wan Bansam.
Yeah, it is.
If he doesn't get it right, he will still cuss the man and call him something else.
No,
Daddy only
he's more of
thinks
a...
he's slick on his burner account.
Wan
I think he's more
Bansam.
Robert is more an athlete than he is a footballer. And I know, because if you check the way football...
Look, he's got you now. Easy, Devon. Listen to this Eddie. Rashford been injury and had you know, I think Devon is living in 2020.
I know.
What are you talking about, Devon?
You know, Corona is done, man.
It's done. Rashford been
AC
injured, had surgery.
after
That's why
Corona.
he's out. He's not out. He's actually playing.
But you know, Robo,
You have zero idea about football. Go to bed.
You know what it is. And this guys confirms to you, a lot of people do not watch football. A lot of these people don't watch football.
Screenshot that one, Edu.
And even
the
people.
Screenshot this one.
Yes, please. And even the people who watch football and have played it to a very high level have no footballing IQ. Because I was watching a Chelsea and Arsenal game a lot. I mean, I was telling you the last time, and the ball was just in the air. These men were just heading the ball this way, heading the ball back, kicking the ball up in the air. And that's why people like Gary Neville, when it came to management, flopped. Couldn't be able to put across the message of how to play the game. And that's why sometimes you find those who are not very good at football become better managers, because it's still the beautiful game. It's not about opinion. It is a game. It's like chess, back and forth. You set up a trap. I do this, but this guy does it. Yeah, exactly. See, everyone knows. It's
Robbo, can I put in a request? Next week, hold on.
no
Next week we have
no
no
requests.
we have no guests. We just have the social media banter.
And Annie, of
Ernie,
course.
yeah. So, hold on. Ernie has got a desk with 8 phones on it.
These Rashford fanboys.
I think it's because I'm wearing my shirt and my hat.
No,
So next week
I
I'm
know
wearing-
it is. Ernie's gonna tell his mates, yo, the man them's killing me every week. Help me now. We need help.
Next week I'll come neutral next week.
You need to buy Devon a drink. He's going hard for you, son.
Yeah, man.
I'd like to know who Devon supports. After all that,
Devon, you should have
I tell you,
Go
he
to
supports-
Specsavers.
He supports you, Daddy. That's what he does.
Wan Bissaka, look, Trevor spent it. Trevor, thank you, Trevor. Is just a product of an underdevelopment of the underdevelopment of Ole. That's what Eddie was saying. Like Rashford, Greenwood, Marshall, Lingard, DVB, Maguire, Pogba. Not one player has moved up to the next level.
And you
under
know what?
Ole.
Just to add to that, I think Edu's talked about it in the recent weeks. The people above Ole, right, when he was there, they need to take responsibility as well. Because with all due respect, he could have gone from time. Do you know what I mean? And they kept him there, and that's why Man United are where they are right now.
Ernie said
and
one
since-
more week. Ernie said just let it go on. Let it carry on.
and since Fergie,
Yeah.
Only this man was saying, yeah, let it carry on. No, if he loses the next game, he's gone.
and Robert, the worst thing we have is like for the last 10 years, they've been swapping managers, a couple of players, but there's a bunch of people who've been attached to this failure for the last 10 years and they're still at the club. The coaching staff, everyone behind the scenes, the medical staff that caused the Rashford's injuries and not knowing. I mean, people were bringing in their own personal people to tell them, how to deal with their injuries because no one had faith in the Man United staff. So there's some people in that club, in between the manager and the hierarchy and the board, who should not be anywhere near making decisions for that club. And I'll get rid of Fergie as well.
Oh, you're harsh, man. Well, listen, it's been another week. Ernie tried to divert us. He tried to put us on Waze. He tried us on GPS. He tried to get us. He even brought in Bradley, young Bradley.
I know.
Down the West Ham way, but it didn't work. Ernie, you are still in the mud, and that's the way it's going to be. It's not changing.
I've admitted we're going to be. I've told you I'm not supporting them for the rest of the season, so I don't know why people keeps on talking about them.
Because you're wearing your fully kitted out in your Manchester.
All right, but next week I'm gonna by next week I'm gonna come in a neutral colour. If I can't get Crystal Palace shirt, then we're gonna see you're gonna talk about. You will still talk about them.
Ernie, the word is out.
Now, sports. Manchester United.
What a wonderful show it makes. Come on, Ernie. Come on.
That guy is hilarious. Whoever it is, yeah.
Hey, listen, Bradley, thanks for joining us today. I hope you can come and join us. I hope you guys get to the final. We'd love to see David Moyes, Antonio, Jamaica, Antonio, Catman, and the crew make it to a Europa final. It'd be amazing for all West Ham fans. They have been long suffering. And there's a few people I know, like our friend Security Billy Edu. He switched. He doesn't support Man United anymore. I said, I don't support Man United.
Yeah, but I don't know why football. I mean, people switch religions, and that's a way to heaven, and they never switch their football teams. I'm like, switch, man.
Billy just switched. Billy goes to every game, and he's in the group, and I've got him down with his Man United logo. I've got to change it. He's like that every week at the Olympic Stadium. He's now West Ham. So Bradley, you got more teams. You got more people joining you. I think Ernie might be swayed. I think Ernie might.
He said that to me at the Sevilla game.
My thing.
Can you say that again for the tape, Bradley? What did you say?
He said he might be a Hammer fan.
Wow. Okay. We got that on tape.
but since then, I've gone to Crystal Palace as my London team. Right?
I think Ernie's been to more West Ham games this season than Man United.
Yeah, definite. No, definite.
And he's only been to one West Ham game, ain't you?
Yeah, I ain't been no United.
The only game he's watched.
I tell you the honest truth. To go to a Manchester United game this season, I spotted it from earlier, would have been a complete waste of my time with Maguire there. You know
Ernie, what if we gave you a ticket? Would you go?
What, at the moment? No.
You wouldn't go?
No.
Addison Lee?
I would go.
Get you Addison Lee?
I would go if Maguire ain't playing, but if Maguire's in the team, I'm not going. Definitely.
I mean, but Robbo, the roof is leaking. It's rat infested. Man, it's just it's a reflection of the people running the club.
Okay, so if we invited Edu and Ernie to, would you guys come to Anfield to watch Man United?
No.
Hold on, that's this week, isn't it? We haven't even talked about that.
No, that ain't this week.
No, it's not this week.
You sure?
It's Monday. Monday. Oh, Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. That's what I'm saying. Tuesday.
Well, not this week. I mean, we're still
okay,
eating
fine,
fish
fine.
with Crystal.
Hold on, Liverpool Man United is on Tuesday. Yeah, right.
Tuesday. We're still frying fish, so
True.
you can't count Tuesday yet.
Okay.
After bank holiday Monday, when Crystal opens the window and air up the house, airs it out. We can talk about next week. Next week starts on Tuesday. Yes, it is Tuesday. That is the game. Boy. Shall we have a quick dibs on that game? Let's start with Daddy Ernie.
We're going to get slapped.
Tuesday night, under the lights.
We're going to get slapped. I can see at minimum 3-0. I don't even think we score.
Oh, Ernie, man.
This
said Ernie. This show was created on the back of you supporting Man United.
All I would say is this, right? On Tuesday, I just hope that Man United turn up against Liverpool more so than they did in the game at Old Trafford.
Right. The only chance we got is because Liverpool's playing City on Sunday.
Saturday.
That would. Oh yeah, I'm confused where the days are. But that's the only possible little glimmer of hope. But I can't see that. I think it's straight 3-0 in our head, top down, back the motorway to, and the horror continues.
Oh, Bradley, what do you reckon?
Know what happened to Mason Greenwood?
What do you reckon, Bradley? Hold on, let's get this.
I think 4-0. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's gonna be you. We're gonna tear him open.
Well, I've gone 3-0. Bradley's gone 4-0, so we're on the hang.
Talawa, what do you reckon? Score. Don't have to be nice because Ernie's here.
No, I think it's I'm swaying towards Liverpool. But then again, it is still the biggest fixture in the Premier League calendar, isn't it?
No, we're talking about the Man United.
Yeah,
Man City's now the biggest. No, Man City's the biggest. No. I think
Man United, Liverpool versus Man United.
No, I think it's Man City, right? Man United. Man City, Liverpool's the biggest. Now, start.
No. Yeah. Not for war.
Historically.
Ernie, you're not in the conversation anymore.
In terms of money, I think it is still Liverpool or Manchester United.
I think historically it's still the biggest game in football. Just based.
Do you reckon it gets more? Do you reckon it gets more views now than Liverpool, Man City?
I think it'll be still pretty close. Don't forget, the issue isn't Liverpool; it's Man United, isn't it? In terms of status at the moment. But I just think historically, Liverpool, Man United, everybody wants to know what's going on there.
But I think Pep versus Klopp has a much bigger...
in modern times. In modern times, yeah.
Gravitas.
I actually think that's going to be a closer game than you think, on Tuesday, Rob.
I haven't said my predictions. So
no, but I wouldn't presume you're going to say Man United going to win. Do you know what I mean? So
no,
I just think it could be a little bit more challenging than Liverpool think.
Okay, Crystal, you give us your score, and then Rodney can give us a score.
Yes. As I was saying, I think it's going to be a strong contest because just like Rodney said, it's just like both of us said, it's the biggest fixture in the Premier League calendar. So I don't think it's going to be as widely open as people might presume. Maybe it might be a 2-1 Liverpool, or maybe even it's a 2-1 Man United, because obviously Manchester United don't want Liverpool to win the Premier League for obvious reason in terms of historical context. So and that would be a huge blow for Liverpool if that were to happen. But 2-1, I just don't know who's going to do it, but I feel like it's a 2-1 scoreline.
Okay, Rodney.
I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Wow, Rodney Hines.
With Bruno
Fernandes. You Arsenal guys' predictions. I've marked it down.
Bruno Fernandes to score
Rosette.
goals.
I've marked
Cop
it
end.
down.
Watch out. This guy's coming to kill you.
You have no confidence in a team that is confident. I think the game ends. Liverpool wins that game. I think they take the foot off the gas. I don't think Liverpool goes to blow Man United away. But after seeing Man United in that game against Man City in that derby give up for 45 minutes, this is Man United. I don't see anything less than a 2-0 win from Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm going 2-0 as well.
But yeah.
It's the hope that kills you, Annie. It's the hope that kills you.
No, don't interrupt him. He's sending a message.
Yo, Annie, come on. Oh.
There you go. There you go.
Man United are trash, but it'll be closer than we think. I think it'll be close. But
That's Ernie. That's Ernie. Look at his face. Look.
I think one thing I will agree with. I think one of the things I agree with Ernie, if Harry Maguire plays in that back line and Sadio Mane smells him, brethren,
he will smell him. He will smell him.
Yo. Yeah,
did you see what he did?
Yeah.
Did you see what he did?
Does a bit.
Did you see what he did? Schoolboy football. Just lay on the ground next to Varane. It's comical. I mean, this guy is not a defender.
I might as well. I might as well dash my guy. I hope that he comes to. I think it's last week. I said it was Rashford coming to the party, and Rashford let me down. I think Sadio comes to the party. I think it's going to be a Sadio double, a Sadio Wembley, and a Sadio Anfield against. I think Sadio, King of Africa, comes to the party. Just my opinion. Anyway, listen. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Bradley, come and join us again soon. We hope that West Ham prolong their stay in Europe. More mileage, top. You know, you got to top up those miles. I'd love to see West Ham. Yeah, easy jet. Is it a home and away semi-final, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, EasyJet, run things. Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
Book early because they cancelled 100 flights last weekend.
Man. Book now because actually book with British Airways. They need the work right now. They need the work.
They cancelled 100 flights as well.
Yeah, but you know they got to wheel it back in. They got to wheel it back in. Somewhere it's got to come back in. Oh, Ryanair, try Ryan.
Yeah. Robbo, we didn't do predictions for the semi-finals tomorrow, did we?
We didn't.
City to win. City to win, and I can't call Chelsea Palace because that is going to be one hell of a game. I actually think that's going to be the game out of the two. Chelsea.
I think it's going to be a Liverpool win. I think the game will. No, I do, honestly. I thought Liverpool was going to beat City this weekend. I thought it would have been a 3-1. I knew Liverpool would score. We did score 2. They scored 2. Okay. But I think we score, and I think this time we outscore them. We can't play as bad as we did in the first 45 minutes. I can't see Klopp having that again. And City, if they lose players, and Kyle Walker was immense for them, and so was KDB. And if those two players are troubled, I think that would just put us over the line. I think Liverpool wins that game 2-1.
Diaz to start tomorrow?
It'd be mad to start him tomorrow. Oh, our Diaz or their Diaz?
Your Diaz.
Oh, chomping at the bit, brethren. Yeah, he starts tomorrow. Definitely. I think he starts. I think Mane starts, and I think he has to start Salah. So I think that might be the front three. And is it 5 substitutions in this game?
I think so.
Yeah. I think it is, yeah. So
I think Liverpool shade it just because I think Man City were beaten up by
Atletico,
and they had a really tough game, and just mentally if it's a time to play them, it is now, and the injuries as well. So I think Liverpool might just shave that if everything goes to plan.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear you two's prediction. You just disappointed me Tuesday night. I don't want to hear. Bradley, let me get your prediction.
I think City might scrape it 1-0. I'm not sure. I think it'd be a close game. How the Premier League fixture was. I think City might scrape it 1-0. It depends on their squad rotation, though. It's the only thing.
Well, one thing for certain, you're going to see some tired legs because Wembley is a big pitch, and if that goes to extra time, I'm telling you, I don't know, it'll be anyone's game.
And that's the only reason I've said that maybe come whenever you play Man United, Rob.
Yeah,
you might be at max. You might be at max.
Yeah. I think we might be finished by then.
I mean,
we'll wait and see.
Benfica gave you a little bit of a run out, a bit more of a test than I thought actually during the week.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but we didn't. They weren't.
No, you come through. You come through, obviously.
I don't think it was that testing on the players. I just think the game this weekend will be the one, and then obviously facing Man United. But I think we give everything against Man United. So yeah, I think it's a good game to play. I think it's actually a really good game to play after Man City is play your rival. You know, it put you in the right frame of mind, I suppose. But guys, we got to go. We've done overtime. Today.
And a half.
Whoa.
Gave Ernie the
extra
wheel.
time. We're in extra time.
Give me the wheel, and then you're talking about adverts.
No, he's got. You can put the phones away now.
I'm gonna see if I can get that advert for next week.
No, thank you. No.
I need to show that.
Won't help us.
I've got to have some sort of thing in life, Rob.
Just always remember this, Ernie. Women can do what men do.
Okay.
And then you won't be surprised about football adverts.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Do you want me to hit that button? Guys, we out.
Take care.